What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're going to be talking about why this team has an insanely bright future, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder will have a golden opportunity to make their young roster a lot better this upcoming offseason, and they're going to be able to do that via the draft. In this upcoming draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be selecting 2 top 15 picks. They scored the 2nd pick in this year's draft lottery, and since the Los Angeles Clippers did not make the playoffs this season, their 12th overall pick will be going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this is really big time for a team like OKC, with them already having such a young, bright future. Adding 2 more top 15 picks to the mix will make them one of the most young, dangerous teams in the league. And of course, for it to work, the Thunder will have to hit on these 2 draft picks that they have in the first round of this upcoming draft. And we look at the Oklahoma City roster, something that they lack is skill in the front court. They get a lot of great play from their guards, from gilgeous-alexander, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Trey Mann. All those guys play well on the perimeter, and somewhere where the OKC Thunder could use some depth is in the front court. And with them having the 2nd pick in this year's draft, and the guys that everybody think is going top 3, all of those guys are front court players. You got Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, and Pablo Banchero. If the Oklahoma City Thunder are able to get any one of those 3 guys, they will already be taking a step in the right direction. But when we look about fit and who will look the best with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think it would be Pablo Banchero, and I think he will give this team a lot of things that they lack. And first of all, that's size. He's 6'8", 6'9", and he's a lean 250 pounds. And out of the 3 guys I just named, I think he has the most offensive upside, and I think he has a very unique offensive game because he's 6'9", 6'8", but he can play like he's 6'3", and where I think he excels at the most offensively is down low in the post, and he just has a whole bunch of post moves. He has the post spin, he has the drop step, he has the hooks, he can finish with finesse, and he can also use his brute strength and finish with power. But what makes Pablo Banchero so special is that his offensive game just doesn't stop there. He can also play on the perimeter, and the set that we saw him run a lot at Duke is the pick and roll. Whether he was setting the screen or whether he was the ball handler, he was able to set up himself greatly in that situation, and he was also able to set up others. So Pablo Banchero showed the ability to be an orchestrator out of the pick and roll, and he also excelled at being the roller when it came to the pick and roll. You gotta love that about his game. And then also shooting. Now, he showed the ability to knock down mid-range shots and open 3-point shots. Now, he did struggle at the top of the key, and he was pretty good from the corner. So 3-point shooting is something that we would want him to see, want him to get a little bit more consistent at. But other than that, his offensive game is really well-rounded. He's also a really solid playmaker, and his passes were often precise and very crisp. So it's a lot to love about Pablo Banchero offensively, and I think he will help the Oklahoma City Thunder in a bunch of different ways. Now, that will help them offensively, and they're also going to need some help defensively in their front court. They're going to need a rim protector, and since they have the 12th pick in this draft, it's gonna make it a lot easier for the Oklahoma City Thunder to find that guy in the draft. And one guy we can look at is a guy that played alongside Pablo Banchero, and that's Mark Williams. Now, this guy is a freak athlete. He's 6'11", 7 feet, and he has about a 7'7" wingspan. And if that was now, this is unofficially recorded. I was reading his draft profile, but if it turns out to be true, his 7'7" wingspan will have him with the 3rd longest wingspan in the NBA. But he will give the Oklahoma City Thunder exactly what they need, and that's rim protection. In just 24 minutes a game playing at Duke, he averaged 3 blocks per game, and his athleticism is off the charts for a guy his size. He covered a lot of spacing in a little amount of time, and he was basically flying out there. And one area that he excelled at guarding was the pick and roll. He has very long arms, so he was able to disrupt bounce passes, lob passes, and he just made life a living hell for opposing bigs and also opposing point guard. So if the Thunder were able to get Mark Williams, he will be such a great defensive upgrade at that center position, and he will also come in NBA ready to block shots. And then also offensively, he finished well around the rim. He shot 72% going into the Final Four, and that's amazing. Great touch around the rim. He's very athletic. He's a lob threat, and I could see him running that pick and roll greatly with all the guards on this team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey. That's going to be great for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we look if they can add these two guys to the mix, if they can add Pablo Banchero and Mark Williams, you know, Pablo Banchero being a dynamic offensive scorer, and then Mark Williams being that defensive anchor, the Oklahoma City Thunder can be a lot better. And one of my biggest reasons for saying that is we look at the talent that they already have, and I'm a big fan of their perimeter players. They have a lockdown defender in Lou Dort, who is one of the best defenders in the league. He don't get talked about enough for the great on-ball defense that he plays, but I think he gives defenders a hard time, especially not defenders, but offensive players a hard time, especially the offensive players that like to have the ball in their hands a lot and they like to dribble a lot. Lou Dort loves those type of matchups, but also he has improved so well on the offensive side of the ball, being able to take guys off the dribble, being able to shoot off the dribble, improving his three-point shot, and I think he's going to be able to get a lot better. So pairing him with Mark Williams defensively, I think that's going to be great for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then we look at the guards. We look at Josh Giddey, who was one of the best rookie facilitators in the league last season, really one of the best facilitators in all of the league last year. I think he'll have a lot of fun running this offense that would consist of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Paolo Banchero, Mark Williams, and Lou Dort. I think he will be able to spread the wealth so well with these guys, especially with both the front court players being legit lob threats and then the other guys being such skilled scorers. I think Josh Giddey is the perfect guy to quarterback this team. And then you got a guy in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who's probably for a span of his career, he's going to consistently give you 26, 5, and 5. He's a great scorer, and I think he's an underrated player in this as well in this league. The way he can get to the rim and finish with both hands, and then he just has a very smooth handle on the basketball. And then we move to their bench. Trey Mann was one of the most explosive bench scorers in the league last season, and I think if he continues to work on his game, I think he's going to hop right into that Sixth Man of the Year conversation next season. So I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, if they can hit correctly on these 2 draft picks, if they can add the right depth to their front court to get with these guys that's playing so great on the perimeter, they could be one of the best young teams in the NBA going forward in the future. So it's all about them hitting on the draft. And that's all I really wanted to hit on today, is that the Oklahoma City Thunder, if they play their cards right, their future is insanely bright. But that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, and that's curtains.